Mm. Oh. Okay. Hello, sexy souls. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where I am weird and we get woo woo. Been gone for a hot minute, but I am back. Took some time off. I have my little concoction. Hey, babe. I'm gonna get. I got your message. I'm going to send you the message, but I was a bit busy. I had a child turn 20 years old over the course of the last couple of bits, so it was, my baby. I remember when he was just a baby, and I was calculating like how old I would be when he was something. And I'm like, I'm here. Oh my god. But yeah, my baby. I'm like, I still feel like so young and like, yes, LP. My Virgo baby. So, anywho's, yay. Yep. And he ain't a baby no more. He's not a baby. He's 20. I started this channel. He was still in high school, guys. I used to be able to say my teenager. He's not a teenager. Little one is a Leo, LP. He's got some shit. He's got. So, alrighty. Oh, 11. All right. Oh, I might have put a little too much sugar in that. Didn't mean to. And the funny thing is, my other one is a cusper. I know some people don't believe in that, but when you're born 5 hours after the quote unquote cusp of something, you're a cusper, okay? Because technically I started going into labor before. Anywho's, he's a Cancer, but he has so much Gemini in his chart. All of my babies have something within their chart that is exceptionally close to my chart. That there's a deep connection in some way on it. Like they're so like me. So yeah, I love my babies. Anyways, that's where I've been. There's been a lot of so woo-woo's talk before we get going. There's been a crap ton. When I say a crap ton, I mean a crap ton of, I don't care if you want to call it ascension symptoms, expansion symptoms, like expanding your capacity with your abilities and things like that. Yeah, so like a lot of like tapping in and it being almost overwhelming for the body. So I just kind of wanted to I just heard something fall over there. So if you're experiencing there's major shifts happening right now, at least for the collective that I work with. And sometimes not sometimes, they correct me. It has something to do with preparation and alignment with like new timelines or paths forward, like the shift that's actually happening. I actually want to say you've been like something like there's. If I find a bug in here because it's crawling on something, I'm gonna shit a brick. Sorry, I keep hearing something. Like paper rustling. Do y'all hear it? Have y'all heard it? It's behind the camera. I don't trust it. He also has so anywho, but there's a lot going on. So if you are feeling physical symptoms, it's all about your capacity to handle and align with, because I feel like people are also honed in, is what I want to call it. With this shift, there's a need to really be connected with your intuition. And so there's just a lot happening, a lot of energy running through, almost like a clearing and an opening. So if you're getting exhausted, headaches, I would even say sometimes like blurred vision, where it's almost like your sight is being cleared out. Now, by all means, I always tell people I am not one of those people that is like 100% poo poo on the medical community, like Western medicine. I'm like, go see a doctor. Like every time I get into a place where I start feeling physical, they're always like, I can't find nothing. And I'm like, of course you can't. But I still go and get it checked out. So never, never, never. If you feel called to go and just be sure, there's nothing fucking wrong with that shit, okay? But if it's okay to be like, okay, it is something spiritual. It is my body's going through a shift, that kind of thing. Just know that there's a good likelihood there's a reason. There's a reason. But never, 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 when I mention this, do I ever discourage somebody. I'm not one of those people that's like poo-poos on seeing a doctor. Therapists, now that's hit or miss. You might hear me talking about, and I get frustrated with the medical community, but I will never tell somebody not to. So I only give you that to say, hey, if you're feeling something and you want to go get it checked out. But when you're like, there's nothing wrong with me, be like, oh, I told you. Okay. So, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and check in and see what the message is for today. There was a couple of things that came through before, and it was, I don't know if I'm just picking up on, like I was just tapping into the collective, and I'm picking up on just what people say. And one of them, I was like, I don't even know if we want to go into it. One of them was when the universe lies, like an admission or something from the universe, like something that was said before. And it felt like this. So somebody may have, and I don't know if I really want to go into it with the tarot cards, but I'm gonna give this message to whoever it needs to be for. Sometimes things can be given as a download to us, right? But when certain things don't align, like we go, okay, like I expect some X, Y, and Z to happen, but certain things don't align because either one, other people are involved with it. And so something must shift, because obviously everybody needs to be on board for a particular event or timeline to happen. And so spirit may shift things for you. And you're like, no, this is happening. And so you, rather than being malleable and flexible and going with the flow and being willing to receive the pivots in life, you hold tight onto something. And then after it has worn out its welcome, is what they're saying, you finally get to a point you're like, ugh, and you're willing to be like, look, is this even like true? Is this actually going to happen? Like, is this something that's still going to happen? And spirit's like you've been told multitude of ways that you needed to pivot from that. And so it comes across as, oh, spirit lied. And it's kind of like when you're dealing with it's like, let me give you an analogy. There's times where I have I think that everything is a go. Like everything in life is a go for something to happen during a day. And I'll tell my kids, this is what we're doing, right? Like, yes. And like, we might have built up to it. I might have been telling them for 3 weeks, we had plans, we're going to do this. And they're all excited. They're counting down and everything else like that, kind of like what you do. And at the last motherfucking minute, there's a major accident on the interstate. All lanes are closed. Right at the exit that we need to get off on. And there's no getting to it. And the back roads, the detour that would take so much exponentially longer because everybody that can no longer, because I'm not the only one going down this path. Now everybody is rerouted. And so it's there's no detour to it. That would take longer. We would miss our start time for whatever we were going to do. And so plans change. But you said, I can only guarantee so much. And I did absolutely everything within my power. Now we can still try to go down this path, but it ain't going to be what you thought it was going to be. And you ain't going to get what you thought you was going to get. And so sometimes it's better to pivot, right? I feel like that's something for somebody to think about, is that can spirit interfere in life? Yes. Do they make it a habit of doing that so consistently? They would rather manipulate energies so that you can kind of like choose on your own, right? Than to, when I say energies, it's like like maybe like everything from synchronicities to heightening your senses about something, and like they would rather you choose something on your own. Now, if there's something for a greater good or for a greater purpose that is an absolute must in this lifetime, they will. But otherwise, if they've made a promise, they're like, I can still get you that, but over here. Like if I said we were going to go to a particular cave for my kids and we get rerouted, that all happens. Well, you know what? Let's change our plans. We'll go up north to a different cave. But you said it's just a different cave, and they can get so married to the idea, but it was this one. And so is it really that spirit lied, or did you lie to spirit? Because if we are saying that we are flexible and that we want true happiness and that we are in the flow and that we're not trying to utterly control every little aspect of our life and blah, 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 blah. But then when the moment calls for us to do that, because we get a download and it has to pivot or change for our best, and we swear up and down we're in alignment, kind of sounds like to me your soul is willing to go one trajectory and you're human in another. So you got to remember that it's not always that spirit lied. It's just you got so attached to a very particular outcome that you weren't willing to pivot when spirit finally gave you all the signs and intuitive hits that something was up. Okay? And so just ponder that. I don't know who, but it was like, did they though? Or did you? And it can be disappointing. Spirit's not saying you can't be disappointed in something. But again, I think this goes with some of the readings that I've done where we talk about, at this point, you are the only thing keeping you from the things that you want and desire, from happiness, because you're so married to something else being a certain way. And it's like, there's no honor and martyrdom. Like it's a hill you're willing to die on. You want vengeance for the fact that it didn't happen. Okay, but the only person you're hurting is you. The cave that I was going to go visit, they're fine. They're good. They'll still exist. They'll keep moving on. You know what I mean? We can ruin today and it's not even get anything. Do y'all want that? Like, is this a hill you're willing to die on, to be so upset that you don't want to go to the other thing? Okay. So, how are you all guys? So that's for somebody. And it's the question of, did they actually? Did they actually lie? So, alrighty. So now that that's cleared out of the way, because I was like, we're not going to go off on that one again. They are heavily bringing me to this, Divine Doors. Let me get this. So how's everybody doing? Make sure you get your coffee, your tea, your matcha, your apple cider, all that good jazz, okay? All right, let's get to this. Oh, and just so that everybody's aware, I fixed the website. It is now set up where you don't have to have an email, but you don't have to have your email set up on your phone in order to book. You just submit a form on my website now, and the website's a little different. Everything's updated, including, like, make sure you look at the prices and what's being offered. But with that being said, you still do have to have an email because I have to be able to send the invoice some way and things like that. So you've got to have an email somehow, but you don't have to like it's just set up differently. It's much easier on your end, and it still achieves what I wanted it to. So go check it out if you want to book a reading that is available. This is a general read today, okay? So just for anybody who, anybody else, I just saw Marwa's message, but just so anybody else is aware. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, the Odyssey. Oh, this feels like the adventure card. I want to say it's like willing to go on an adventure. And then we've got the palmistry card. Let me read it for you. Take in the beauty of country, lands, and botany. Explore the wonder. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. It's just as much as like the idea notion, and I know sometimes people don't like this, but like the process in getting somewhere is just as magical as getting somewhere, right? And it's also the willingness to go on an adventure. It is going on an adventure. They keep saying that. Explore and wonder. And then palmistry is all about fortune and tarot, collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. I feel like this is your connection with spirit. Your method or manner of connecting with spirit or your higher self, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, okay? Hey, Manishka. Forgive and forget. So if they're, okay, so here's the thing. I guess we're still going to go there because that might piss me off. But at least we didn't have to spend so much time explaining to someone how spirit didn't lie, okay? Now they're like, now that we got that out of the way, let's move on, because I feel like this is piggybacking on that. Forgive and forget. It literally says a ritual cleansing of pain and lies. To include, they're saying the lies that you told yourself to perpetuate this attachment, to continue this attachment to a particular outcome. Like, cleanse it all. Cleanse everything. Get rid of it. It's time to move on. Arise and awaken, see a new sunrise. So like a new day is dawning. They're saying that you're getting back in alignment with some level of sacred connection with the self and with spirit. You're tapping back into your intuition, and you're letting go of what you perceive to have been a lie and the lies that you told yourself. You're in the space now willing to actually move forward and take that and like, okay, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, but we're about to move forward and have an adventure. I'm willing to explore. I'm willing to go. I'm no longer sacrificing my happiness to die on some hill of being right or of justice. So, okay. I'm really curious about this palmistry card. I feel like there's more energy to that. So we're going to look at that. The palm lines from birth. So it's almost as if like whatever was really meant for you is something that still can happen. It's just not in the manner in which you believed it to be. that it's or maybe you thought something hinged on a particular thing happening. Um, like, I don't know, maybe you thought uh, you thought a career path hinged on you getting a degree, and it's like it's just not fathomable in this, you know, like you thought you'd get into this very prestigious college. We've had that as a theme. They're using that as like an analogy a lot, but it's like, and they're like, oh, that's still for you. It's just this isn't the route. This isn't the route anymore. You've been rerouted. And so it's kind of like it's like something that's been written for you for a long time. Listen to the notes of intuition. So let's start there. Okay. Secret Tarot. Yeah, I feel like they're giving me the word sacred. So there's something still very much so like in alignment or for you. I'm getting, oh, that's a terrible saying. It's a terrible saying. Oh my God. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, just because you have a bucket full of yuck doesn't mean that you just throw it all out. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's still an element of what you thought to be true that is still true. So let's go with the analogy of like I thought particular career path. So going to university or to a particular university was going to be how I did that. I'm meant to be this great, wonderful scientist, and the only way I can do that is to go to a particular university. And they're like, that might be rerouted. That might be rerouted. You know, like, and I'm again, it's an analogy, guys. It's like a metaphor. Let's just roll with it, okay? Because the overall energy we have is the Ten of Pentacles. Your Ten of Pentacles is still on the table. You were hung up on a method or a manner or a particular element that was supposed to be a part of the path towards something. And while, yes, at one point it was going to be that, or there was a high probability of that or potentiality for that. I've been seeing deer a lot lately, and I haven't seen them out here. I thought I just saw one walk by, but and they're saying, oh, but the Ten of Pentacles still is. This absolutely, like the height of something that you were like, you're still going to reach that. You're still going to reach your Ten of Pentacles. And I'm asking about the Ten of Pentacles because I'm like, talk to me a little bit about it. Like clarify the Ten of Pentacles, right? Four of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. This particular Four of Pentacles, he's not holding back. Some of the Four of Pentacles are feeling like they're going to lose their footing. And so they become very stingy of their energy and become stubborn and stagnant and like, what is that word? Too locked up, too controlling, for fear of losing that stability. This person has really good stable footing and is really open. There's a good balance because it's like a balance of very earthly energies and very etheric. Okay, like both playing together, both coming in tandem. It's like I am no longer. You know how like I don't want to say that, but sometimes people can get so they receive something spiritually that they completely ignore anything and everything in their environment or in the human realm that either contradicts that, like they believe in this in a at all odds, you know, a miracle's going to happen, and generally speaking they're like something's going to come from the skies, right? Like it's just gonna, and it's like a lot of times miracles take on very practical methods and processes. It's like, you know, like the idea of like spirit will bring me something and then spirit brings it through a person. You're like, not like that. You know what I mean? And so there's this really good balance of being exceptionally grounded. And that's why I think where the Four of Pentacles, the stability piece is coming in. It's almost as if it's like at this point, your intuition is working in tandem with your wisdom, your worldly wisdom and understanding. Like you're not, it's like they said that you're rolling with the punches now instead of no, it's just like this. You know what I mean? Hunkering down and not moving because I received it like that. Like I'm just saying. Page of Wands is something like the new path, the new way, the new method. So on each side of the Ten of Pentacles, so that's kind of like the idea of the Ten of Pentacles is a new route, because I want to go like a passion, something. This is the flicker, the flame that's going to grow into the fire that fuels your passions, that fuels your energy, that gives the momentum, right? So that's what this is. You're open to that now. So the Ten of Pentacles, let's just talk about that a little bit. We've got the Eight of Pentacles on one side, which is, I want to say this is like a new area of focus, honing in on something, developing something right here. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So it's almost as if something that you've put time into to develop up to this point gets a new path, a new clear path to go. So like I said, it's not, the Ten of Pentacles is still on the board. A mechanism at which, or an aspect that you thought was a part of the process to get there is going to change, but not the overall goal. And this one's clear, is what I want to tell you. Like the Ace of Swords is seeing clearly, moving clearly, brand new open path. Okay, so, and there's still going to be a level of success because all of this cultivation that you've done, it's almost like, how do I want to say this? Like a teacher, okay, going through and thinking that they're going to work their way up to professor, right? That they're going to have this massive impact on the world and things like that, that they're really going to change the education system through the existing system. And so they start, like they get into it and it's like the system itself beats them down. And they realize that there's too many ceilings and too many barriers. And that by the time they ever reach breaking through even one of those, they will have depleted and burned out, and then they're of no service and no good. Okay, so all the time that they've spent up to this point thus far, they realize, you know what, I've been working in the school systems for 8 years. There's no way, it's not happening. Like it's on a bad trajectory, and there's real world need right now for kids. Kids are getting left behind. People aren't, understanding. They're graduating without being able to read. Like so they need something now, not later. Like not like, you know what I mean? I can't even change the culture in my school that I'm at right now. but all the skills that you have cultivated, that you've focused and honed and expanded on is going to be beneficial. We have here in the United States, and I'm sure that it happens in other countries or others get to tap into it, but we have a teacher who has created, she's got her degrees in education and different facets of education. She's called Miss Rachel, and she makes YouTube videos and things like that for kids, babies, to help them in their development, so younger years. She's working on a second master's right now, and she has blown up all over YouTube because like she's providing a service for these kids where local communities can't do it. There's not enough preschools. There's not like very even for like low income households where parents are exhausted and aren't able to do as much to help cultivate their child, to prepare them for school and everything. Like she found a way to help people and to teach and to elevate and expand their potentiality and their paths without having to do it within the traditional method of teaching in a school. It's this kind of thing. Like there's a broader goal and a lasting impact or something very lasting in your life that you're meant to achieve. But so you still have the tools, you have the resources. This isn't a start over. Okay. It's not a start over. I feel somebody like being upset and feeling like it was wasted time. And Spirit's like, I promise you, wasn't wasted time. I promise you, it wasn't. Because either way, even if the other avenue had opened up for you, you would have still had a learning curve to develop and cultivate and build this skill set. I mean, either way. So you just kind of did it, and it's almost like you've already got that out of the way. We got the 9 of Cups with the King of Pentacles. That's very sweet. I'm going to say the King of Pentacles feels like it's you. You're going beyond your desire to do the thing instead of just dream about it. You're going to, this is your wish fulfillment. You're moving from the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has the capacity, has the tools, has the ability, right? Something is going to manifest for you. And you are moving into you're going to be the King of Pentacles now. You're no longer just having the capacity to do something, you are doing. The Queen of Pentacles has the ability, has everything within her, has can do it all. Like she's got the mastery level within her. This is when you start doing. So the thing that you feel like I haven't been able to take action on, I haven't been able to quite do, and you've always felt like you're in the build-up process, and then that missing piece just never came about, and you're like, you lied. So it's like, no, it's still coming. It's almost as if when this other aspect arrives, or when you just start going on the adventure, it's not another build-up phase. You almost hit the ground running. You enter into it in the doing. You think, oh, if I start doing that, there's just going to be more of the same old. You think it's a restart, starting from scratch. And they're like, no, you're not going to have to go and repeat what you just did. You're actually going to enter into this manifestation and this wish come true as the King of Pentacles. No more build-up stage. So, okay. Explore and wonder. Be willing to go there. Be willing to adventure. Let's talk about that one. Azathoth Tarot. The Odyssey. Time will not be wasted. The time that you spent holding on to and staying in the very stingy energy of not refusing to move. No, it's this. Like whatever you cultivated during that time frame will not be for naught. It's not wasted. You did not waste your time. Spirit's going to utilize it. Spirit is an opportunist. I tell everybody this. They may not create the situation, but they will find the benefit and use it to their advantage one way or the another. They are an opportunist. Ace of Pentacles. That's the Odyssey. You see how we're going to be going from the Ace to the 10, right? The Ace to the 10. Okay. Talk to me about the Odyssey. A new path. A new path is opening up. Okay. You may feel like, oh, but I don't know. Like this is completely new territory for me. You know how like sometimes you can you prepare yourself so mentally for something very specific to work out, and then it doesn't, and you're like, oh shit. And a new path opens, you're like, ah, fuck, I have myself mentally ready for this. Like you felt really prepared. And there's so this new way or this new whatever feels so like, I don't want to say it's so unknown, but it's like we've talked about this. I feel like Spirit's been telling us, okay, preparation. We've talked about it. Like there's a little bit of been prepared, but you feel still yet unprepared. We got the Moon card, which is kind of like being in the dark about something and then something being highlighted for you. And you're almost like, but I can't see. Okay, I see it, Spirit. I see this highlighted, but I can't see beyond it. I don't see what's on the other side of it. I don't even see what the path looks like. I mean, I see that there's a path now. I'm not really sure. In this particular one, we have on each side Bast. Y'all know I work with her. These are little cat ears. Like this is the Ankh is protected. They got one on each side. Okay, like one on each side. There's an Ankh on each side, completely protected. You see this little path. You're like, but I can't see what's going to come at me because I can't see that far into that dark, and I can't see in that direction. I can't see in that. But flanking each side, you're protected from the unseen, the unknown. Okay. So the path is going to be revealed. You are going to begin walking on it. You thought about the other way a million different times. So you felt mentally prepared. It's almost like Virgo energy. We're in Virgo season. We're almost out of it. But that whole like, I've played it out 20 different scenarios and ways. So I feel kind of like really comfortable that I can handle any of these things. Like I've thought about it so many different ways. Even if something unknown shows up, I can probably pull from the bag of information I've gotten and I've figured things out. I plotted and planned. Like you're just like, I have no clue what to expect down this path. So how do I know I'm really prepared? You're prepared and protected. They said brimming with potential. This is the Empress card, okay? So she's very pregnant with potentiality. This one is pregnant. And it's almost like it's time to give birth to something. Let's imagine this as let's say you're giving birth to a child and you had you know what it's like. Some of y'all know where you got it all planned out. Okay, it's all happening. And then something goes awry. I suddenly don't have childcare, and then I don't have a job. Then my partner is offered a new job, all like a month before I'm due. And everything changes, and you're like, I felt confident and prepared and ready. Like I was ready to accept this child into the world. I was ready to give birth, and now I feel wholly unprepared. You think somehow figuring that shit out during the 9 months suddenly just leaves you? You already have experience in getting everything worked out, sorted, all that kind of stuff. Like you're good. You're good. You're gonna be fine. And don't worry, there'll be extra protection on the way. So it's like something is ready to give birth, and it's almost like why would you change things up now? But in all honesty, if we were to talk about it, it's been changing. You was just holding on to whatever. And it's like, I think that you're assuming that the good, where it gets good, is far off, and it's not. You just have to be amenable to this transition, the Six of Swords. You just got to be ready you just got to be willing to have the good come in. You know how if you're about to give birth and everything fucking changes, you suddenly get worried and you're like, I'm not ready. And it's like, you've been ready. You've been ready to do this. It's always been exciting. Are you just let the good happen? It's just not happening how you thought it would. Okay? So there's a transition that happens with this. I'm just going to tell you, there's a transition that's happening. You're ready. You're ready for this. You may not be able to plot and plan every little avenue, have 20 backup plans in case this, and this. I mean, I get it. But isn't that part of the adventure? Just wander, just explore, just play, just wing it, bitch. Wing it. You've got this. You've got this. Okay? And literally, they're giving me the only way you're just going to have to let go fully and wholly of that other, cleanse it out of your energy, and just go, let's fucking do this, spirit. Let's do this. Okay? Because I feel like the Knight of Cups is intricately tied to your Six of Swords, this transition. When you go through this transition of saying, I'm ready, I'm open, I'm willing to receive Empress energy, and I recognize I don't know every single possibility that this path could potentially bring to me, but I'm willing to do it. Let's go. Because you understand and know that you're protected, that you have a level of protection. You're not entering into this naive. And so you go on the adventure, right? You're willing to go. You take the Odyssey and get presented with something exceptionally wonderful and beautiful. Knight of Cups. Let's explore that one. I think it's going to tie to the Ace of Pentacles. In fact, actually, they said no. The Ace of Pentacles, I mean, it is tied. It's not the exact same thing. I was thinking in my head, oh, it's tied. It's the same. And they maybe corrected me. So maybe you weren't thinking along that sign. The Ace of Pentacles is the path that presents itself. That you're like, I did not prepare for this. I see the path, but I don't have, I've not played every scenario out. You have to be willing to receive and be open to it, because it's going to allow you to give birth. And you're like, I was ready to give birth over there. I need to give birth here. It's like your birthing plan changed. And they're like, you have to be open in order for this odyssey to begin. You have to be willing, and yeah, you have to be flexible. So take the adventure, and along that path shows up the Knight of Cups. Okay, give me more on the Knight of Cups. That's what I want to know. So you're going to, right now, today is just the acceptance that it wasn't a lie, that there's a new way, a new path forward to get to where you wanted always. And things can change. Things can change on your path, and you have to be willing to bend and go with the flow. Okay? You're in that energy. You forgive and you forget. You forgive and let go. Yourself and others. And they were kind of like, maybe the last little bit didn't look how you thought it was, but we accomplished everything we feel like is necessary in order for you to still get your 10 of Pentacles. So it's not wasted time. Even though it felt that way to you, and you wish because it's, again, the path can be what it wants on the way, like the way we experience something on the way to something that we're moving towards. I mean, there's a myriad of ways it can be experienced, and maybe you feel like, oh, I could have experienced that a hell of a lot better. Okay, but either way, you would have had to learn what you needed to learn. So don't beat yourself up. Sorry, guys. I plugged my computer up, and I didn't realize the cord for my computer wasn't plugged into the wall. Sorry. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay? All good. And I think you're just at that stage where you're willing to hear that from Spirit. And you're like, okay. Oh, and whatever. So this Knight of Cups, okay, ushers in the Six of Cups. There is a return to joy, a return to wonder, childlike energy. It's like this fervor for life, this enjoying all the little things, like just your outlook, like rose-tinted glasses again. God, it feels good. It's a return to joy. It's a return to fun. It's a return to playfulness. Like whatever the Knight of Cups is, it puts you back into it. Oh, you see this shit? You see this shit? A return to pleasure. I know it's so hard. They word like the way it looks and stuff like it says pleasure, guys. It's a return to pleasure after strife. We've got the Five of Wands, and up here it says strife. It is a return to pleasure after feeling chaos, confused, because they're giving me the pulled in multiple directions. And really, that's what the Eight of Pentacles is representing, like that time of cultivating a very specific skill set and like the lessons you would have had to learn. Because the Five of Wands is all about like the training period for battle and like how exhausting it is, and while it never takes you out fully, it wears you thin. Like that's what it is. And so it's like that. This Knight of Cups, we're gonna pull from a different. It's the life you've been trying to build this entire time. We have the Hierophant with Justice, two major arcana cards. I love it when these two come out. This is the karmic. This is things. Oh, this is the reset. Like the spiritual reset is what I want to say. Justice card, you know, if we're thinking of like just like it's like karmic rewards, you know, like things being put right, the scales being balanced, things finally getting fair again, or right, like feeling, you know, all that time that you're staying stagnant because you're holding on to that because it's like vengeance, you know, it's not fair. I will reap, you know, repercussion or recoup what I've lost because of, like, you felt like it's like a vindication. There was like, you know, and it's almost as if like the justice you're seeking by holding on to something else comes in when you let it go. So life gets a reset. The thing that you believed spiritually, that you knew was written for you, High Priestess, becomes reality. It becomes a lived experience external to you. Your life reflects this. You will have justice within your life. The justice you were expecting. I want to know more about the Hierophant. We're going to put this up, pull some cards on the Hierophant. Do. Just a minute. Justice on all the heartbreak that you endured. Wrongs being made right. Not in the way you thought it would. The hill you were dying on is like, the only way this can be made right is this way. And it's like, Wrongs are made right. That's what the Hierophant is. I don't know why I grabbed it. It didn't fully come out, but it felt like it was trying to get my attention. It's the Magician. It's the manifestation you felt was stolen from you. The thing you were working on, the thing you felt like you were lied to about, the thing, it's coming. It's being made real in your life. The thing you were, okay, High Priestess is like the knowing, the downloads, the connection to the destiny, but it not being realized yet in your life. The Hierophant is the realization of that. It is the made manifest. As above, so below, as within, so without. It is the manifestation, and that is your. And then we have the Page of Cups. I'm going to put the Page of Cups over here with the Prince of Cups, and I want to know more about the okie dokie. This is happening exponentially fast. Okay. Let's explore first and foremost the Knight of Cups. this little, like, the willingness to listen to your intuition and realize, just coming to this awareness and being willing to forgive, let go, move beyond it, and go on this odyssey with spirit, and allow, I feel like during the process of like hunkering down and not moving forward and willing to die on this hill, and feeling like you needed vindication because something was unjust, you were ignoring, you weren't cut off, you ignored your intuition. Remember, like they said, we sent you plenty of signs and you're like, no, it has to be this. Mm-mm. You ignored it. You're open to the intuition now. Like between being open, letting that whole scenario go, and the idea notion that you were just lied to, even by spirit, or yourself, like you lied to yourself. How could I do that? Like now you're willing to go on this odyssey, right? And as a result, this new path, this embarking on this new path that you can't really see, but you're protected on. You kind of can see, you haven't prepared fully. There's no real way to prepare the way you were for the other thing. I think that's why they were giving us like little bits and pieces of preparation, like do this and do this. Like it's going to make it a lot easier because you really weren't exactly prepared for this. And then it's like you get to give birth somewhere you didn't think you was going to be giving birth, and you're like, okay. And then you embark on this. You're like, let's go. You give birth to this odyssey. You're like, okay, fine, let's go. And the Knight of Cups shows up. Knight of Cups is something something being introduced into your life that brings exceptional amount of joy. I do feel like it might be the introduction of a person. I do feel like you might, on this path, be introduced to people. If it's not a person, it's something that brings so much joy. And with the Page of Cups, I'm feeling like I feel so brand new at this. It wasn't a path you were prepared for. God, I almost feel like saying you were over prepared for the other one. It almost would have lost its luster and its impact. And there is a need to have this emotional new start be so impactful. I don't care what the fuck it is. I don't care if it's a person, a job, a location, a situation, soul family. Like it needs to have such a massive. It's like life is being breathed back into you. Same as when we have a traumatic event and the way it changes us at a DNA level. Did you know that you can have something so beautiful and wonderful and pleasurable happen and have the exact same impact, the same level of deep transformation at a cellular level that imprints on you from this point forward, remainder of your life? Like it is possible. It isn't just trauma that does that. There are exceptional moments. And I feel like that's what's coming in. You feel so brand new. Like this level of joy feels almost foreign and exciting and precious. Something feels very precious. Like they're giving me the innocence. Like the Six of Cups. Six of Cups, childlike wonder with something. You're not entering into this with tainted view. You get the full experience of the feel of a miracle, the feel of ecstasy, the feel of joy, without it being colored by anything, because you reached a place of forgive and forget. You moved on. It's like a kid on a holiday that they've been waiting for, and it finally shows up, and then it's more magical than they could have imagined. It's believing in the magic again. It's allowing yourself to experience the magic. You know, when you have that lens of disdain, of retribution, vindication, you don't allow yourself, your heart's closed off. You don't allow yourself to actually experience it. Like, this is like big. And with the Page of Cups, there's usually a fish popping out. It's like so much more than you bargained for. It may feel a little overwhelming. But there's more than just this emotional eruption, this emotional fervor that happens in your life. It's this very practical expansion that comes with this. It's that Four of Pentacles, the being grounded and connected at the same time. Like, not being in the reserved, held back, defensive worry, but being open, like feeling very temperance energy. They keep giving me like a purity or a precious type of energy with this. Like, whatever this night brings in, it definitely feels like something brings something to you. And it almost feels like, oh, I feel very brand new at this. Like, I feel like the page is grabbing the cup from the night. And you're like, right? And you grab the cup and you bring it down and you look into it, and there's a surprise. There's something in it that you didn't bargain for, something you didn't realize. Oh, and because over here we have the Knight of Wands with the Tower. This is, when I tell you, that's why I say, like something about this, receiving this cup that feels so monumentally impactful. It's as impactful as like the worst trauma you've ever experienced. And that sounds like a major bargain, but when we talk about the Justice card, it's as if it cancels out. It has to be as impactful as whatever you may have gone through. So it's like it makes up for. And this is fast as fuck. Can I just say, your fate changes, because the Tower moments, and it is fated. It is something that's meant to happen. That spirit is guiding, and there are positive, like this monumental fate change of fate happens exponentially fast. As soon as this comes in, like, you don't know how fast this is going to occur. Like, okay. Yeah. So we have the Knight of Swords with the Queen of Swords. Knight of Swords, take a look at this dude. Look at him. Look at him. The Knight of Swords is all about an utter, massive, swift change. It's an overnight feeling. It is a fucking 180. And if what he's been going through feels like this, and he's got the scars to fucking prove it, he's about to blow that shit up. Metaphorically. YouTube, metaphorically. he's about to, like, it is, that shit, it's going to be decimated. And what I want to say is you're going to go from the Queen of Swords to the Page of Cups. And I think the page is important. It's not talking about a level of immaturity. It's not talking about, it is that fresh face, fresh feeling, childlike wonder and willingness to experience something. No baggage. No baggage. So when they say that this is going to happen fast, it is cynical one day and knowing magic exists the next. It happens as quickly as you choose to let something go, the forgive and forget, and you say yes to this new Odyssey. That's how quickly it happens. We have the Eight of Cups with the Judgment card. All you have to do is be willing to let go of, but you lied, but it was this. It has to be that. Like, no, it doesn't. And you answer the call. You say yes. I think you make a decision. One that you feel deep. And you choose to move from the Five of Cups, staring at it, mulling over it, watching it, waiting for it, being angry about it, being upset about it, closing your heart down because of it, and just, I feel like it's overnight. I feel like the shift, as soon as you go, like, I feel internally in me going, okay, yeah. And it just washes away, just washes away. You choose pleasure. You choose optimism. You choose faith. You choose to believe and see in the beauty of your situation and not what didn't happen that you thought would happen. You choose to move forward with the belief that good is owed and due to you and will come to you. Okay, so yes, I'm like, why does it's like a sentence that's incomplete, and I'm looking for the last word, and they're like, go ahead and pull. I'm like, okay, because that feels. How quickly something can emerge. How quickly something emerges. How quickly life turns around, day and night. Go to sleep one way, wake up the other. We have the Queen of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles being willing to work with the universe, being willing to take the steps, being willing to build. How quickly that I think it's just the willingness to go on the adventure. Whoever this is for, you need to spend, this is my recommendation, spend 10, 15 minutes. Where you're not with spirit or yourself. Acknowledge what you're ready for. Acknowledge that you're ready to let go of that. Acknowledge that you are there. You're willing to forgive and forget. Something didn't lie. Okay. And it's okay if you felt like you lied to yourself, because that time was not wasted. It was not for naught. I don't know why I'm saying that. That's not even the right saying. It's want for naught, but they're doing that. It's not all for naught. Like, you didn't, it was beneficial. You're not starting over. You're not starting from scratch. Let's put it that way. You're not. You think that you're going to have to go back through a grueling process to get somewhere. And it's like, nope, this is just a matter of Spirit took opportunity and made use of that time where you were being very, very, very stubborn. And they're like, you're ready. And so I would suggest taking just a little bit of time today. And I'm thinking like right now is exceptionally good. You know, like where I'm at, the air feels good. The sun is out. It's beautiful. It's not hot. It's just refreshing outside. Or like when just a peaceful space, maybe go to a garden, get out in nature if you can. If not, step out on your back porch and just spend like 10, 15 minutes and commune with the expansiveness of the universe and ritualistically hand something over. And with the sincerity that you feel, not lip service, but the sincerity that you feel, agree to the odyssey, agree to the adventure. Get out and say yes. Spend a few moments talking to Spirit, to yourself. This may have been what was. It serves me no longer. I don't need to hold on to that. I don't even need to pass judgment on myself for having held on to that. Because in this moment, I am ready. Take a deep breath. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. Feel any level of connection, resentment, or holding on to, or any cords that you have to that Five of Cups energy. The you lied to me, the need for vindication, the I don't even get it, I don't even understand. Spirit just explained it to you. Sometimes certain things change because their plans involved people, and people can, and it's not Spirit's goal to constantly dabble in and force people to do things. And the change and pivot that's expected of you wasn't meant to take away your 10 of Pentacles. It's to give you your 10 of Pentacles. And just come to terms and admit to Spirit, I'm not willing to give up my 10 of Pentacles because one little aspect didn't develop or come to fruition as I thought it would on my path towards the 10 of Pentacles. There's no honor in martyrdom. I will not sacrifice. That is not a hill I'm willing to die on. I'm not willing to forsake myself and let it the fuck go for real. Let it melt away. And I mean, audibly tell Spirit out loud, I accept this new odyssey. I accept the path forward. Yes. Just tell Spirit yes. And watch. That is the collaborative effort. And you'll start seeing things rapidly move in your life. Things start to manifest and build. And something almost immediately breaks ground. Okay? And just remember, you have so much coming with this first step. I don't foresee there being a major gap between that process and the Knight of Pentacles that brings you this utter joy, this massive change and trajectory and your circumstances, it comes about very fast. There just needs to be a sincerity to this. Your 10 of Pentacles is still waiting for you. And there's no reason to be upset with yourself or spirit over whatever level of resistance you've had towards the pivot, because you were so sold on some particular aspect happening, because you were like, because I feel like you felt like, was my intuition just shitty? And they're like, no, you were right. There's something exceptionally great meant for you, and your intuition wasn't completely off, and that download was correct. It's just that things had to pivot, and you took that pivot as, oh, I got it wrong. And like you had to stay so stringent to that to prove a point that your intuition's so good. And I was like, it wasn't an indication of that like you thought. My child leaves these damn things everywhere. I'm telling you, all over the house. And it's a little straw cover, okay? So yeah. Like, no judgment. Don't pass judgment on yourself for not seeing something, not being willing, for holding tight to something, for being angry. It's like, because it wasn't wasted time. That learning curve you just went through was going to happen, whether this odyssey, like whether it started 4 years ago or whether it started today. Like, that learning curve was still going to be in place. But now you get to set foot on this odyssey without having, with already having your skills and abilities very honed. Like, you're not redoing anything. You're technically not slowed down either. I'm telling you, Spirit's an opportunist. They're like, well, since you're going to be doing this, let's make use of this time. I'm going to put you through some stuff. We're going to work through some stuff. The things that you would have cultivated on this path, you're going to cultivate now. So you're ready when, and isn't it luck? Like, the definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Spirit is going to make sure you were prepared. All right, guys. That's the message. If you, that's the message. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, I should be able to come back on later this week. So, all right. I hope this message finds who it's meant for. Hi, CJ. So yeah, I hope this message finds who it's meant for. And, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you all later this week. Y'all can't ever tell, but I have a candle going. I will see you later this week. All right, bye.